First Peter chapter 1 verse 5 tells us this: you are being protected by God's power through faith for a salvation that is ready to be revealed in the last time. Sometimes, if you read this the first time and it sounds like we're not really saved yet, that God's going to give us show us a salvation. It says in the future, it will be revealed in the future. But I don't believe that is at all what this is talking about. It says he is protecting us. Now, God's protection, God's power and protection are an amazing thing. I look back at my life, even before I was a Christian, and some of the things I did, should have ended up killing me. If I'd have continued in that lifestyle, I'm sure I would be dead long before now. But God protected me for a period of time until I gave my life to Jesus, until I became a Christian, a child of God. So that was one aspect of God's protection. Now, during this time, God still protected me. He's protected me from different kinds of harm. Sometimes he stops me from doing things, making bad decisions to protect me. Ultimately, sometimes he lets me go ahead and make the bad decisions to help me to grow. But God's protection is still there. But this, I believe, is talking about something a little bit different. We're living this life, and all around us is temptations. The world's coming at us with its advertising and with all its promises and all this stuff that's shiny, that we to grab hold of. And we're being told this is what you need to be happy. If you want to be happy, buy this. If you want to be happy, do this. Satan's sitting on our shoulder. I remember seeing a picture when I was younger. Satan sitting on one shoulder, the Holy Spirit sitting on the other shoulder, whispering in your ear. Satan's always trying to get us to do the wrong thing. That's the temptations and things like that. But God is protecting us. As a child of God, God is protecting you. He's given us the Holy Spirit to live within us. He's given us this Holy Spirit to take care of us. And as long as we continually, day by day, submit to him, allow him to be our guide, make sure that we're listening to his voice, God's protection is on us. He's protecting us day by day. I truly believe with all my heart that if you're saved, if you're truly saved, God's going to keep you. God didn't save you to let you go. God didn't save you, to get rid of you, to drop you. God saved you for a purpose. God saved you for his own. God doesn't unadopt you. Once you're adopted, you're in his family. For him to lose you, he'd have to unadopt you. And that's not how God operates. I heard it said this way one time. My mentor, some years ago, I heard him in a message say this: our salvation is kind of like it's in three parts. When we gave our life to Christ, when we became a child of God, we are saved from the penalty of sin. Remember, just recently, a couple weeks ago, we celebrated the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. That's what that was about. He was saving us from the penalty of sin, because the Bible is very clear. The wages of sin is death, and we're all sinners. So Jesus saved us from the penalty of sin. So when we give our lives to him, the price has been paid, the sacrifice has been made, and so we are saved from the penalty of sin. Now we're living this life, and we can't get out of that until God calls us home at his pre-appointed time. And we're being tempted, and we still sin. At times we still sin, but we should be growing and not sinning as much. So during this time, if we allow the Holy Spirit to be in control, we are being saved from the power of sin. Because of the Holy Spirit living in our lives, we do not have to give in to the sin. We do not have to allow that sin to overtake us and consume us. So we're being saved from the power of sin. And the third aspect of this is when we get into heaven, when we step out of this physical life into our spiritual eternity with our glorified bodies, we will be saved from the very presence of sin. You know, we always talk about how great and hear about how great heaven is. No pain, no suffering, no aging. We're all going to have perfect bodies. We're going to be happy with who we are and everything else. You know, there's not going to be sadness, no crying, you know, all these different things. But think about this. There will be no sin, no more temptation, no more desire to do anything wrong. It'll all be gone. That, to me, is maybe the best aspect of heaven there could possibly be, is that there will be no sin at all. We couldn't sin if we wanted to, and we won't want to. So here's the three things. We're saved from the penalty of sin through Jesus Christ. We're saved from the power of sin through the Holy Spirit. And we're going to be saved from the presence of sin when we're in the presence of God. This is something to rejoice about. This is something to encourage us as we go through the struggles and hard times in this life, is that God is with us. God's going to keep us, and we're going to be kept until that very time when there's no sin and no suffering and no pain. So as it says here in verse 6, you rejoice in this, that though for a short time you had to struggle in various trials, so that the genuineness of your faith, more valuable than gold, which perishes though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor at the revelation of Jesus Christ. We persevere through this life. We persevere through the trials and the tribulations. We persevere through the temptations, leaning on the power of the Holy Spirit until our lives glorify and honor and exalt Jesus Christ. And as we step into heaven, that'll all come to the ultimate max. Live your life believing, encouraged, and bold, because you are being protected by the power of God through faith, and that He is ultimately going to do what He promised and bring you into heaven for eternity. If this video has been encouraging in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave any comments. Maybe I left out something. Maybe you have questions. And may God always bless you.